What time are we starting? It's at 6. No, here it is. We're on. Okay,
Yes,
great.
hello. Good to see you. Welcome to our show. And today we are joining with Dr. Rupa Shah. We are very glad
Yes.
that we can invite her to our health and vitality podcast session. And today our topic of discussion is holistic health, and she will be talking about how her life got transformed. And without much further ado, I want her to take the time and introduce herself and her life journey, how she could uh, able to come up to this holistic approach. Although she has been into the allopathic medical establishment, she has done her MBBS. So please take your time and please feel free to share your story with us.
Thank you, Khup, for introducing me. And hello, Crystal. I'm very happy to be here and I would love to share my story. I passed out from my medical college more than 37 years ago. And during my medical studies, I was very interested in spiritual aspects of life. And I started studying meditation. And I met a master who introduced me to all the different alternative and complementary medicines at that time. So I traveled to UK and I explored all those different medicines. That was way back 37 years ago. I was very surprised and overwhelmed by the information. And I realized that allopathy was not the only one. So I kept my mind open to learn new things. It started with homeopathy, flower remedies, acupuncture, acupressure, magnet, hypnotherapy, Ayurveda, herbalism. I just studied a little bit of all of these, a lot more on homeopathy, and then flower remedies. At that time, I also, came across the flower remedies from other parts of the world. So California, Australia, and I personally used some flower remedies from California that helped me tremendously. So my husband, who is also an allopathic doctor, both of us thought this was not taught to us in our medical college. What is it that we need to do about it? What about the flowers growing in our own country? India is very rich with flora. Our climatic condition is very suitable for all kinds of flowers, right from South India, tropical to North India, the Himalaya mountains. We have a very, very rich fauna and flora. So I was very curious. We both started making remedies from various flowers, experimenting, learning about it, and found them very profound effect, on our mind, emotions, and body. That's where I learned first about holistic health. Holistic health means mind and emotions are always treated along with the body. We are never separate. Our diseases, our parts of the body are not separate. We are always in this complete one unit, which is whole, our mind, emotions, body, and our environment, our relations, our exercise, whatever is there around us is also a part of us. We are never separate. And everything has an impact on what is outside, and what is outside has an impact on us. I call the whole thing as microcosm, that is us, and the macrocosm, that is the universe. That means my body is a representation of the entire universe. Whatever is there in the universe is also there within me. And if something is missing, I can always ask the universe to provide me. I am made up of the same stuff as the universe. I'm not something from planet B or something. It's right here, the five elements. All the important elements are within me. And if there's anything imbalanced or missing, we can look for nature to provide us. So I'm very fortunate. It took all these 37 years for so many health conditions, diseases. I looked always towards nature, how nature thrives, how nature will handle it. What's the information in nature? Nature is so
Okay.
flexible. You will see the biggest of the cyclones come. After it's gone, some of the things survive and they thrive. And you wonder, where is this intelligence coming from? It's from nature. And we are also nature. We are not separate. And we also have the same inherent intelligence within us to heal us. We are equipped. It's a self organizing, self repairing, and self rejuvenating system that we have. We already have the intelligence to look after ourselves. We just need to turn towards it. And all of this help that I take from nature in the form of flower remedies or some herbs or what I call it as energy healing is all from what is in nature and is having direct influence within me to heal me, keep me in alignment, in harmony with my universe. So this is health. Health is about mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being. So is that like clear, like what I'm saying?
Yes, it's very clear. So when you talk about your life journey, if you are saying that although you are in the medical field, you although you practice allopathic, you have diverse knowledge right now, disposals, a lot of learning that you have, that you look life health in a very very holistic perspective, where you incorporate the flower therapy remedy and herbals, all that in your treatments of any disease. So I want you to go to the next. Please highlight me again that if you talk about holistic health, this kind of understanding, is there any place where people can, example, in the current medical system they don't teach you, right? So you learn all this by yourself. So if people are curious to know, uh, where did you start your journey? How did you even? Is there any person who guide you, or to come out of the box, so-called the treatment? How
So
you approach?
yeah. So in the beginning, like I, kept reading lots of different books on this subject about natural healing,
Okay.
and I visited many masters around the world, and I learned about their approach. And then
Okay.
uh, but because I'm an allopathic doctor, all kinds of patients walked into my clinic and they asked me, do you have something for leukemia? Do you have something for psoriasis? Do you have something for thyroid? Something for PCOD? Or something for GERD or hyperacidity? Or so they kept asking, and I said, hang on, let me work, let me find out, let me study. So I just, my patients taught me the most. They trusted
Okay.
me and they said, all right, you please, doctor, help us out. And so I kept helping them. I kept having a very good dialogue, communication. And that's where I learned that disease in the body is not there just like that. Every disease is a story. Our body is transparent. Our body does not lie. A disease comes for us to learn a lesson. Unless we
Okay.
learn that lesson, the disease does not go away. And that my approach to disease changed completely. Now I call it as blessed by illness, because every illness teaches us something. We gladly learn that, we implement the learning, and we transcend the disease. So I take it as a gift, and I do not want to fight, kill, or I have any series of remedies which I call them as antipyretic or antibiotic. They are all anti-life. I am
Yes.
not
Yes.
into anti-life. I am making friend with the disease. I'm
Okay.
asking, where have I made mistake? I'm sure you are here for a reason, and let's correct it. And that has taught
Okay.
me a lot and made the journey very, very powerful.
Amazing, amazing. Very glad to meet such a doctor who are able to come out of the box and explore the diversity of what is health is all about. And yes, I'm very glad that we could have this discussion. This will be I hope it will be a blessing for many people who are listening. So if you talk about holistic health, you incorporate spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical health. At the same time, you talk about therapeutic. The patients and doctor relationship is also part of the therapy, right? I am in a psychological background, so what we find out is most of the time that are neglected. Your relationship with the client or your patients means a lot. So this is a therapy in itself, because we do not talk about some pills that will kill your disease and you go home. No, we need to. This is the. I'm very glad I meet you. I always like to talk to someone who could look at things in a broader and see the big picture. So now you also talk about, then if somebody comes with any disease, let's say, you know, so-called, people say cancer, and people say they have this incurable so-called disease. Let's say they were diagnosed with lead cancer, or I will say, the doctors are giving up. Let's say if they come to you, what will be your response?
So over the years, I was very fortunate to treat also many cancer patients. And here I use what is called as integrated approach. So patients have been already, taking some chemotherapy or radiation, already have taken some, surgeries also done. So I don't want to stop them because the pressure is on, and many of them have to take it because the family also, tells, doctors tell, or they scared that you will die otherwise. So I let them
Yes.
take. And the integrated approach is that you can still help the patient by gradually building up the system, the mental, emotional, and physical. Every
Okay.
cancer also has what I call as the knot in the body, or a tumor in the body has to have some emotional
Attached to
knot
it.
or suppression with the disease. And the disease will not go away unless we handle these higher aspects. And over the years, I have helped patients with forgiveness, with acceptance, with expanding their heart, with releasing and let go. All these are also part of the healing. Also, sometimes I ask my cancer patients, quite simply, they have suffered a lot. They have, a lot of grief hiding inside their body. So
Yeah.
sometimes they want to go. They have made a decision that they don't want to be on this planet anymore. Although they may have responsibilities, they put up a very brave face, but inside, if the opportunity given, they want to exit. So I said, all right, I earlier as a doctor wanted everybody to live, but now
Okay.
I see that even death is healing, and death
Oh.
also is transition. And I assist my patients in also making that transition very peaceful, a very compassionate approach. I'll give them a hug. I said, I'll help you even there as well. If you made your decision, you want to go, fine, wind up your affairs. Let's be gentle. Let make death beautiful, and let let us know that death is not an end. It's only a changing. While we are eternal and we will be back again. So healing does not stop at the physical body, neither at just the emotional, but also at the spiritual level. So I do not want to interfere in their life's decision. I will assist them all
Wow.
along, and I don't want to be
Amazing.
overpowering or overimposing about the journey that they have taken, while we beautifully assist them without any judgment.
This is
Yes,
what
that is
is
so
needed. In the
beautiful.
days we live, the most lacking we have is medical ethics. Informed consent. The patients have the right to choose. This is a fundamental human rights. The doctors are there to facilitate. So, in such a situations, like doctor just mentioned, is that the patients are choose to depart, and then what else that the doctor has rule over them? No, the doctor will facilitate the journey. So that's a very great understanding. I hope we will have more doctor like you in the future who respect the informed
Yes.
consent and the respect the
Oh, we
patient's
will.
decision. Yeah.
So, Khup,
And
like
yeah,
we
Definitely.
have been living in a society where even the birth happens in a hospital, and
yeah,
unfortunately, even death happens in the hospital. So, I want to
Hmm.
yes.
tell people that these are two most beautiful natural events of life, and they should happen at home. Birth should happen at home in the natural environment, and also the death should happen. And we see our own dear ones tied with so many machines, completely isolated, making their
Yes.
last journey. That's not the
Yes.
correct thing. Honor
Yes.
their
Yes.
death,
That's
bring
right.
them home, let them breathe last. We
Yes.
do our prayer and give them a hug and say that we will never get separated
Wow.
anyway.
I think we will have another session. You bring a lot of interesting topic here, but let's jump to the
It's a
next topic.
very
Yeah.
human approach. This is the
Yes.
very human, compassionate
Yeah. Yeah.
approach. We are
Yes. Yes.
treating not
Exactly.
machines, we are treating human beings. They're being. It's the being is the part of being a human, right?
Yes, yes. Good, good. Then, Crystal Mom, you are talking about like treatment for treatment for COVID-19. I know people would like to hear from you as a medical doctor who look at in a holistic way. Please tell us in specific if people came with a COVID-19 so-called COVID-19 positive. How? What is your first approach and how did you help them? How many patients have you been helping them? Please.
So, as soon as the pandemic was announced, suddenly, like I woke up and said, "What is the disease?" Because I have to know what it is, what the whole thing is all about. So I started studying. Initially, the information was not available. Then the information came that there were clots and it's actually a blood disorder and there is inflammation and it's not just the oxygen and so many different mysterious parts of it. But the essence of it was that who are susceptible, who is getting it.
Yes.
That was also a
Yes.
question. So I
Yeah.
understood what is called as soil and seeds theory. So it's a very simple language. When I want to plant something, I would like to ask the soil, what would you like to grow? Would you like to grow apples or pineapples or bananas? The soil will answer that I would like to grow banana this year. I honor it and I grow banana and it is fantastic. But if soil is not suitable for, say, pineapple, and if I put my human will and say that I'll grow pineapple, it fails. The same way, every disease only happens when our soil, that's our human body, suitable for a particular disease. With so many people's profile available to us who got COVID, there were diabetes, there were obesity, there were high blood pressure. These
Yes.
people were very vulnerable. There were people who were immunocompromised. So the profile was very clear. These were the people who were already on some or other medications and support. So now, once that was clear, we started with our natural flower remedies, some detox remedies. And we were very surprised initially, just about in 2 months' time, to discover that some of the patients, their sugar started coming down when we treated them with the remedies. And we were very surprised. Does that mean the cause of diabetes and what is labeled as current pandemic is exactly the same? How can that be? Someone
Yeah.
lost weight. Oh, cause is the same. So finally, in a broad perspective, we just put it as toxins or toxemia of all
Okay.
kinds. It could be electromagnetic, it can be chemical, it can be in general some environment, and all of these together are toxins or toxemia. And if our body is suitable for it, now we get it.
Okay. That's
If
great.
our body is not suitable, we do not get it. So the
Yes.
answer was very simple. The only way to get out of the entire situation was not me locking in my house,
Yes.
but making
Yes.
myself so strong so that I go out in the world, get exposed to it, process all these things, detox on a daily basis, and not get the disease. Those who have
That's
already
right.
got it, we
Yeah.
detox them, assist them, support them, whatever is missing, help them, and very quickly
Yes.
they make a turnaround through healthy diet, lifestyle, no big secrets about it. Even many
That's
of
right.
them got their diabetes in a much, much better level now than ever before.
Wow.
So now
Amazing.
the key is very simple, is to detox, keep it ready, stay in such a way that you are never the suitable soil for the disease.
That's great. You
Mm.
are bringing what the solution that people can come out of the fear of this so-called pandemic. And
Yes.
I just want to
Yes.
remind that you that whatever you talk about, go out, and check the environment and live live with the nature. The solution for COVID is nothing else. You're talking about how to treat COVID, and this what you are talking about is not that much in line with the Ministry of Health public health
Yes.
measures. So in that case, you are going in the opposite direction. So people will be very confused. Okay. Now, in order to clarify that, is there anything that you would like to talk about? Because people say wear masks, and do not go out, don't expose, don't breathe air, and then you are like, oh, hang out, check your emotional, check your spiritual, check your obesity, go natural diet, change your lifestyle, and detox. If that is the solution for COVID, then there is nothing to be panic about, right? Example, the fear and the panic that the mainstream media has created. So you want people to be very assured. We are don't label us conspiracy theories and other things that unnecessary terms. Doctor itself has done a study. She has cured COVID patients, and she approached in a way like toxemia is the root cause of disease, because all other disease in this expression, diabetes or and any other disease, even COVID, these things are subside and heal with the same protocol, like reducing the toxemia and whatever she talk about. So it's a very simple solution, and we can let her talk about in details that if we have another session as well. But before that, now we want to hear, since we want to capture this, people unknowingly took COVID vaccine, and these COVID vaccines contains chemical, right? We know there are things that might not be good for the body, the spike protein attached with it, everything. If people wants to detox from the vaccine, what will be the simple way they could do that if they want to? I'm saying just in case some people like the vaccine, let them. Just some people took it out of ignorance, then this information will help them. Yes.
So ideally, the answer is with nature. Go and see how nature is thriving. Animals are thriving, the plants are growing, the yields are happening. There's an inherent intelligence. It is very much alive. So, same way we can be alive provided we take the support from nature. So, five elements: sunshine, very good sunshine every day. That's our food. Air, fresh air full of pranic energy. Go out in the nature and breathe fresh, and that will build up our body. Be in the company of positive people. Yeah, that's also our
Yeah.
food. Eat food which is organic, with minimum chemicals or no chemicals at all, more full of living energy. Yeah, that also will make a less load on the system. Now this helps together to build up a very strong foundation and a processing system. Our body is very intelligent. It's not a
Okay.
linear model. It is handling 1000 information at the same time. Do you know your heart is beating? You are breathing. There's digestion happening. There's a processing happening. It's a super machine. Trust it. It can handle all the information, including the toxins that might come from the vaccine, which is only treated as another not belonging kind of substance. Let's remove it. It will
Okay.
remove.
Yes.
It
Something
will,
that is,
the
yeah.
immunity will be very, very strong.
Yes. uh, as you have described, something that is outside foreign substance inside the body will reject and will handle if we give the right support, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
Uh, this depend on you whether you want to keep it open or not. Now COVID vaccinations are mass COVID vaccination is implemented all over India. As a medical doctor, do you suggest people to get it? Do you want to come out openly and talk about your viewpoint, or is just you just want to keep silent regarding the mass vaccination?
So I would like to keep a stand at this moment is to make your informed choice. However, however, remember that vaccinations to work will also need a strong immune system. If you have a weak immune system, even the vaccines don't work. So everything finally boils down to your own immune system, your own body. That is the foundation.
The
Right.
soil.
Whether
Yeah.
for a drug to work, for a vaccine to work, for anything to work, you need at least a strong immune system. For
Right.
every mutant to come, your body will recognize it. So I
Yeah.
say that why not pay attention and put all your energy into strengthening your immune system, and that would do. And then you can make your informed choice whether you want to take a vaccine, not take a vaccine. Some people have got breakthrough cases after two vaccines. It all depends on the individual. But if you take care of your own body, at all time you committed to your own body, you will be fine. Your commitment to your body should not be outsourced to any agent outside. The secret is
Yes.
within you. You take charge of your body, you take responsibility of your own health. External agents can be catalyst, may help, may not help. You got to take care of your own health, be in charge and be
Okay.
very responsible for it.
Amen.
So yeah, we have a good message coming out from our doctor. She is basically telling you to make the right choices and to take your health your responsibility. No one will
Right.
bear, no one will compensate you for any damage caused for anything that is happening right now, mass vaccination. So focus on your immune system and strengthen your natural immunity, and then make right informed choices. She don't decide for you as a doctor. You as a patient have the right. We have the human basic right, the right to choose, make a right informed choices. At the same time, be strong to speak out for what is right and truth. We live in a world that even the truth are labeled as lies, and so uh, Crystal, anything that you would like to add? What would be the next? So you could describe about pineal gland. If people see the whole world pandemic is like the world that our pineal gland also need to be talked about, right? People could not see through the hidden agenda behind that we might not discuss here. I have been researching myself, and I come up with a lot of evidence to prove this is what really happens. There is nothing to be panic about. As doctor says, check the soil, then let's see what anything that we have to plan on our body. If we keep our body healthy, yeah, there is nothing like emotional, physical, spiritual, these things aspect we take care of it. Other things we don't need to worry, but people are so worried. So pineal gland, I want you to talk about pineal gland, this subject, pineal gland. Just feel free to talk about this subject, and I will ask any question if there is anything that could be asked. Pineal gland.
Can Dr. Rupa
You
Shah
also can
please
add.
share her back remedies
Yeah.
that she's been using?
Huh.
Yes, lotus is the one
Can
which
you
I
share about?
use.
Mm,
Yes, the lotus
wow,
flower remedy. There are four different
that's
kinds:
beautiful.
white, there's purple, yellow, and red. The white is a very spiritual flower. It is named as Kamal in Sanskrit. And Sanskrit name Kamal means pure, and it is one of the
Wow.
most powerful flower remedy that works on our Sahasrar chakra, the thousand petal lotus, and also the pineal gland. And when we take this flower remedy, those who wish to have clarity of consciousness sit and meditate. We tell them to put 7 drops here on the top of the crown chakra or on the brow chakra. Sit and meditate, and every day find your clarity. Plus, it also detoxes your emotions which are negative, or if you have toxins in your body, Kamal is detox. So this particular flower
Good to
remedy
know.
is something. The lotus flower was the first flower that was born in the flower kingdom on the planet, and many of our deities are associated with the lotus flower. And if you see,
Right.
even in Buddhism, it's the lotus flower, Padma. They always talk about it. This is one flower that I have used over the years quite a lot in helping people detox and maintain and have a complete clarity of consciousness, where there is no negativity, there is no fear, there is a spiritual alignment, and all your chakras are aligned, and you find that you have complete grounding on this planet, and there are no fears to scare you because you have knowledge. And it's the flower that helps you to have spiritual wisdom. So everything begins, the
Mm,
pineal gland, the clouds are gone, and it's a very clear perception now. So I inspire people to use the white lotus flower. And if there is emotional cleansing is required, then I inspire them to add pink lotus flower. It's a
Okay,
flower
that's
remedy, and it's only the energy of the flower. The lotus
okay.
flower is not cut, neither destroyed. We pray before making the remedy. We pray to the deities, the devas who are overlooking the flower kingdom, and inspire them to give us the healing energy for this planet. We are not just the
Okay.
physical being, we are also the energy being. We have energy counterpart, the subtle energies. And here, when we take the subtle energy of the flowers, it is addressing the subtle energy within us and strengthening a beautiful energy field that we have. Once we have that, we have a higher level of protection, including the electromagnetic radiations. All those things will have much lesser effect on us because we have a much stronger energy field. And
that's
that's
right.
what we need to look after. We need to look
Exactly.
after that. That's our
See,
own. We
yeah.
take it from nature. How nature looks after? The air is the same that nature breathes, but nature knows how to survive. So I said, oh, let's
Yes.
take the help from nature. Take the energy, breathe in. If you and I were living in the company of wild in the forest, we were going to breathe in this energy directly. We would walk
Mm,
on the earth and absorb the Schumann waves, earth vibrations, which are very grounding.
yes.
We
Yes,
would
can
take the
I have
sunlight directly, and
yeah,
we
yeah.
would
Mm.
have felt protected.
Yes.
I want to also say one thing. Lately, I've been encouraging people to, go out more in nature, And one thing that I was really encouraged to do recently is like whenever I see flowers, to smell them. And I feel like the aromatherapy of that flower is really important, even if the flower does not smell good or doesn't smell like anything, but still the act of putting our nose to the flower and smelling, it seems to really make me feel a lot better and gives me such a good feel. And another thing that I've been encouraging friends to do is to lay in the grass. If you can, just lay in the grass and receive the vibration and the energy from the ground. And another one is to hug trees. I'm just wondering if there are some things that we can do in nature that would really help our bodies to, be more stronger. So one was hugging trees, one was walking barefoot in the ground, in the grass, like the sand or at the beach or, the grass in the park, as long as you have to be careful, there's no glass or anything like that, but still, right? And then playing with the mud, like gardening is such a beautiful thing to put your hands into the soil, to feel it, and to, like you said, to ask the soil, what would you like me to grow in you? And to be connected to it. It's such a beautiful concept. And then the other thing was smelling flowers. Do you have any other suggestions as to what we can do with nature that you have learned helps?
Yes.
Sure.
Can I
So the
just
the
cut
flowers, yeah,
yeah. Please, I want
flowers
to
are like souls,
clarify
souls. Yeah, yeah.
before we proceed, we are having a audience from Northeast, and they might be wondering what we're talking about. Then I just want to connect things here. If she talk about flower remedy, she talk about the energy aspect. the energy aspect that can come from sunlight, that can be transmitted from flowers, and the intention behind prayer. And she talked about the spiritual aspect of healing now, or detoxification through spiritual aspect. So here, in a Christian perspective, we may look it in different ways. But according to her, she is talking about the spiritual dimensions where she incorporate healing can come from the sun. And Crystal also talk about detoxification. We are talking about basically detoxifying the body that can come from grounding on the soil, as well as hugging the trees or smelling the aroma or whatever the flowers that we encounter. These are the remedies that is beneficial for the body. And I may ask, we talk about such things, the spiritual aspect. Is there any signs? If will your medical companion, your friends in the medical field, believe all this intention and spiritual aspect of detox or healing, or they are not getting it, or
So earlier they thought it was way off, but lately in last 1.5 year, the entire foundation is shaking, and they are re-questioning
Yes,
themselves about the
that's
entire
right.
science. What is the science? Is it really science or over marketing? It's a linear
Right.
approach. There's a
okay,
pill for
yeah,
every ill is a very limited approach. We are
Yes,
talking about
exactly.
holistic and
okay,
very simple approach. So now they are paying attention, they are looking at the diet more. The world is going more and more plant based. They are paying attention to nature. And so I was just mentioning about how
okay,
flowers are actually like souls of the plant, and it is addressing the soul issue in us and giving us the power, in our own soul to strengthen. Now, in the area where you all live, you know, like you just walk down the street, just look at the trees, which flowers are growing, what is the season, what is the color, how many are there, when is the fruiting time, is the flower only for a day, is it for few days, what is the fragrance coming, what is the mythological story, which flowers we use in puja, in prayers, in ceremony, in festival, why certain flowers you never pluck when the sun sets. The flowers are actually alive. There are devas or the nature spirits who are overseeing this kingdom, just the way we have our own angels who are supporting us right now. So I am just emphasizing about not a physical chemical approach, but a
yeah,
holistic approach. Just because I cannot see your thoughts doesn't mean your thoughts don't exist. I don't have to see
Mm,
it with my eyes, but they exist. Same way,
yes.
this entire subtle energy realm where thoughts and emotions exist,
Mm,
and every flower is having a message for our mind and emotions and a part of our body to heal. Because this
mm,
entire universe is a macrocosm, and we are the
mm,
microcosm. And
yes.
if anything is missing, please ask the universe. You'll be shown, for example, just a little story. If a boy is of a growing age and he wants to be tall, I always look at the tall trees, look at the flowers. That flower has the genetic information to be very tall. And if I give the flower remedy to this boy who is now at a growing up age, his genes will pick it up, the information that I must grow tall. And I have had beautiful stories over the years of the children becoming even taller than their own parents. It's from
Mm,
nature. Nature
interesting.
has it. It's
okay,
available
That's
for
right.
us. Just take it, study them.
Yes. Yes.
Study whether it's a water loving, it's a moon loving plant, or it's one which is very
Mm.
hardy in the desert. That gives a lot of inner
This
strength
is
because it survives through the hardships. So many things are there,
mm,
and we can get
actually this.
all that.
Yes, I think also this is what real education should be all about, is more based on nature than what it is today. And I hope that along with all that we are going through during this time, the upheaval of all our foundations and everything that we thought was so sure, I hope that people start to realize that these are the things which we need to learn more about, and we need to focus on in our life, rather than trying to be so successful and be so rich or whatever, but we need to go towards more of the nature, um, learning education. Go
Yes,
ahead.
yes, very good. I'm sorry to interrupt, and Crystal,
Fine.
you were asking the questions that are very, very important, and let me add something here. She is talking about something that might be off topic, but very interesting. These are real when it comes to. I look it from a biblical perspective. In the if you read the Bible, we see the same how the genetic informations are changed just by intentional looking. The Jacob was
Yes.
taking care of a herd, and then she will look at the herd, the sheep mating. At the same time, she will also put some dots on the tree, and after he at the same time, simultaneously intentionally looking the mating and the tree with the dots, the sheep which don't have any genetic without any dots in their gene, when they produce a baby, the what is that, the produce are becoming a dotted herd, dotted sheep. This is something
Yes.
that similar to what she talked about. When you are talking about something, if people wants to be told, what she's talking about is the genetic information can be transferred, and these things are so deep we may need some other time to discuss again. Interesting
Yes.
topic. We have that in a, these are spiritual dimension that is applied. People will call it quantum. I don't know what about quantum or no. And in the science they will try to explain in the quantum. Forget about that. It's in our spiritual books as well. So I just want to connect the dots. People like to hear, then they can look into it,
Yes.
and then yeah. And what else, Crystal? What question that you're asking? Like, is there any other flowers like lotus that are beneficial or remedy, or what is the question exactly?
I think also, Khup, you mentioned before that there are some certain diseases which, or some manifestations of some inner issues which we have some particular remedies for it. I wondered if Dr. Rupa Shah could expound more on some of those, various ill manifestations which we have in our life, and maybe give us some insight onto what kind of flower remedies could help us, or just to pique our interest. Obviously, we won't be able to treat ourselves. We're going to have to come to you and get treated. But what I mean to say is just pique our interest about this beautiful world which we have never really heard much about before. Honestly, when I first met you, Rupa, I have to tell you that I was in absolute awe of you, because I was like, wow, flower remedies. I mean, I'd never heard of such a thing. Like, wow, it was amazing. And
Yeah.
I just, you inspired my daughter. You don't know this, but my daughter also things, but now my daughter is into a lot of natural things, and you inspired that. I just wanted to let you know that you've inspired that. But I just wanted to ask you a little bit more about your flower remedies. Like, what would you do if, say, somebody came to you with a thyroid issue, or someone came to you with diabetes, or whatever? We know that those things may not be those things, but that is the diagnosis which they've been given. So let's work with that, what we know.
Okay, example, let's take thyroid. Yeah, please deal with thyroid. A patient come to you who is taking a hormone medication, whatever, and come to you for help. How will you apply the flower remedies for that kind of specific diagnosed medical problem?
Sure. Sure. So, if I was just an allopathic doctor, I would have just prescribed a thyroid hormone, and that would be the end of it. And I would have put a rubber stamp saying you must take this for your life, and you must test your blood every 3 months and keep a check on it. And that would be the end of it. But as a holistic doctor, I spend about 45 minutes listening to my patient. One of the most important quality of a physician is to connect to the patient holistically, mind, emotions,
Hmm.
and body. The disease thyroid has not happened just like that. There is no major external factor that came and attacked you and now you got thyroid. There has to be some mistake which is within us. I would want to know all about the lifestyle. We were not born with it. Maybe it happened in last 6 months. What has gone wrong in last 6 months? Have you changed your diet? Have you got into a relationship where your head and heart are not united and you are suppressing your emotions? Maybe there is a little bit of knot here, and there's a thyroid gland which is associated with Vishuddhi chakra or the throat chakra. And what is the Vishuddhi in Sanskrit means? Purification. Maybe the
Hmm.
purification is disturbed, the thyroid gland slows down, and now you have hypothyroidism. So,
Right.
this gland is also connected with the entire endocrine system in our body, starting from the
Right.
pineal to pituitary to the hypothalamus to thyroid, parathyroid,
Hmm.
then your pancreas, your adrenal gland, your ovaries. There's a
Okay.
complete link with all these glands, and we need to connect all these things together, then treat the entire axis and balance the person. With the help of certain natural flower remedies, we can do that. I want to know if there is any emotional cause to it. I will also help you at that level. If there is a dietary correction that needs to be done, we can do that. If there is obesity, let's help you to lose weight. What are the mental and emotional blocks that are making you eat junk food or eat food at the wrong time, or what is it that your
Hmm.
body is just holding and not getting rid of it? All these.
Okay.
Sometimes the I want to create a very beautiful comfortable space for my patient to reveal the deepest secrets of their life. Sometimes they
Yes.
are sexually abused, they don't want to tell you,
Yes. Yes.
and this abuse
Very
is going
true.
on. There's a suppression of the sexual energy, there's link with the throat chakra directly with the sacral chakra. I want to know it, but I will
Okay.
create an environment where somebody trusts me completely with their
Okay.
private
Hmm.
information that they never told anybody in their life, deep seated trauma, childhood trauma. So maybe it doesn't happen the first time as we are just establishing a connection, maybe
Okay.
second time, third time, and then the remedies change accordingly as I learn more about my patient. But one
Okay.
thing for sure, the disease has a story. There is no
Okay.
mistake.
Hmm.
It's a very transparent machine. I have to know that there's a story. Maybe I don't know it today. I will know it later. And so I proceed. It's a holistic healing. You must heal
Okay.
the emotions and the mind, then the body will heal simultaneously.
Can I? Yeah, I just want to summarize what she's saying. Now, what she's bringing is a very important to note. Very, very important. Disease has a story. So she will listen to your story and make the tailor made remedy and treatment accordingly. So feel free to keep in touch if you have any thyroid problems. She will be a great help for you. And what she's talking about also is the emotional aspect, and if people have any emotional problem that may contribute to the thyroid issue, and also the endocrine system, maybe their adrenal glands are weak, maybe a lot of system in that endocrine system, some organs are not properly functioning, not in the optimal function. So what she's talking about is she cannot just give a direct treatment and generalize for everybody. She has to look at patients case by case, and she will derive with a very very she is talking about the therapeutic nature of listening as well. She will be able to help you even your deepest heart emotionally. So feel free to reach out to her, and she'll be a great help if you have any thyroid issue. And yes, we are about to just sum it up what we have talked about. And please, anything that we missed that you want to describe,
Yeah,
something that we don't ask.
I do. Yeah, I want to describe that healing is, not happening without the participation of the patient in the process of learning. It's not like
Okay.
me, doctor, fixing a patient. It's always partnership. Patient taking the responsibility, understanding the issue, and willing to change, willing to learn, willing to accept, willing
Okay.
to forgive, willing to participate in the process of healing. Then the
Okay.
healing happens. Me as a doctor or a healer is just a catalyst. I'm an
Okay.
instrument. I allow the healing to happen. Every one of us have an inner doctor within us. and
Okay.
this inner doctor is going to heal us. All I do is to put you in touch with this inner doctor, regain your confidence, and let me show you the way, and you heal yourself.
That's great. That's great. And this is very similar to, Dr. Deepak Chopra. He's also a bit off guard. He talk about quantum healing. Very similar to your holistic perspective. He incorporated the patients and doctor relationship very seriously, and she took that as a means of healing, the journey to health and healing. So yeah, this we may call it quantum healing or holistic health. Ultimately what we need to know is doctors are there to facilitate, and we need to partner with the doctor. What he's saying is, and look at things, big picture. Look at the big picture, and then we will find the solution there, because the solution is not in the doctor. The solution is within you. You need to able to make your body homeostasis, right? Make your body in line with the nature or whatever she might. Can you please, to finish our discussion, uh, peaceful hearts and mind alignment? You talk about the heart and the mind. So these disruptions or heartbroken, we may call, this may show in different symptoms, and the body may manifest in different disease. uh, Other words, the psychosomatic part, no? The mental part of it. Will these things, if people are taking with antidepressant all this that, then what should they do, because the anti part of it might not help, but this is what your companion, most people who may be in the medical professions are still giving all these drugs. So for you, how will you approach such kind of disease, which you don't find any root cause in the physical, but something you might find it in the emotional? Will you give them medication, or you will listen to them? I don't know.
See, the medications do not cure, they actually mask the symptoms. They
Okay.
do not cure, they just knock you off. They cross the very process of learning is completely disturbed. The
Okay.
disease does not go away. In fact, it is superimposed with another disease. There is a
Okay.
disease, that is one thing, then there's a new disease that is created because of medication, and it gets very
Okay.
confused. It makes you
Yeah.
very dependent. A real health is the one that makes you independent of
Okay.
all the medications and shows you a way by which you maintain your health. That is the correct way. And
Okay.
the modern medicine functions with, like, you have heard of a story of an elephant where seven blind men touching various parts of the elephant and trying to describe the elephant. Same way, the
Okay.
modern medicine, heart doctor talks and sees only heart. There's a brain doctor, only sees your brain. There's a digestive system gastroenterologist, he will only see that part. They don't realize that these are actually of one human being. It's a whole unit, and it needs to be seen together. A heart hurt person may have high blood pressure, may have depression, may have indigestion, and we
Yes.
need to
Yes.
connect all these things. All the organs of our body and mind and emotions are one unit in communication with each other and have to have one solution. And we can't have six different doctors with six different medication, and their doctor don't talk to each
Yep.
other, and it's a
Yeah.
big mess up. And
Yeah.
people are overwhelmed, depressed, exhausted, and are
Yes.
very
Yes.
confused about all this. So this approach is very fragmented approach, a very linear approach, approach which is actually weakening the system. We are talking about an approach which is holistic, which
Yes.
is
Yes.
taking the individual into account.
Very good.
And
You have been giving out the right message again. Don't look at your body and dissect into different specializations. I have been uh, struggling with a lot of health issue since 2017. I have been researching modern medicine. What I find out is this is the problem, that they dissect the body, then the other doctor doesn't know what the heart does. The heart specialist doesn't know what the digestive functions. So here the problem comes is now we need to take a lot of medications from different departments, different doctor. Then now she has bring the right message. If you really look into health, you will come up to this. Although it's maybe a hard to digest, but this is the fact. Even my understanding is not based on my studies with in the medical college. Based on my experience, I experiment health with my own life, and I realize pain is a healing. When there is a pain, the energy is focused there, not to disturb that place or to waste your energy anywhere else, so that you can be healed. Your body is taking care. But if you numb the pain with some medications, then doesn't mean that you are healed. So this is what he's saying. So when I talk about this, it might be a very tough message, and I don't want to sound as if I am too off guard. Pain is good for you. I'm saying pain is good for you. They are saying no, pain is bad. No, pain is good for you. And she's saying even death is good for you. Departure, that point where we can depart. Because if we know that there is a point of exit, we will know how to be grateful for what we have. So this spiritual aspect also I want to just bring in to our consciousness, so that people will realize to be thankful for. And I think Crystal mom is not joining us, so we are about to end our session. We have 5 minutes, but I think we have a lot of things to discuss. Please come and join us again. We will. Today we discuss a lot of topic, but we will divide into different parts, and then so that we can keep out the information to those who seek it, they will find it. And please feel free to. Do you think this kind of awareness and should be given to general public? Just give your opinion. And also, you are a medical practitioner. What is a message you want to give to people who are still in looking at health only in one dimension or one aspect?
So I inspire everyone to take charge of their own health, start their journey. No one else is responsible for your own health. Learn about your own constitution, what your body likes, what it doesn't like, where have you made mistakes, where can you improve, who has the knowledge, who has helped. If you have diabetes, just Google reversing diabetes. And there's a doctor
Okay.
in Pune who has helped 10,000 people reverse their diabetes. Why not go and update myself on whole food plant based diet and reverse my diabetes? So go around, look for. There are people who have the knowledge. They are helping you out. The solutions are very simple. Let me tell you, I am a medical doctor. Could have made lots of money by just prescribing, by making my patients do lots of tests, lots of
Yes.
investigations, hospitalizations, and all this was very easy. I don't have to use much of my brain. But when I'm
Yeah.
interested in them in a very deeper way, in improving their life, in assisting them in their own learning and healing process, I work much harder. But I
Yes.
am here to help them reverse their diseases, become very healthy, stop all the allopathic medications as and when possible, and learn that you can look after your own health on your own. And that would be the biggest achievement. You do not need a doctor like me from outside. You have an inner doctor within you who knows you the best, you yourself. And if you can do that, that would be more than enough. I'm here to empower you with the knowledge, share my journey, and show you that disease is not to be afraid of. Learn
Yeah.
the lesson. Even the pain, every pain in your body is a lesson for us to learn. Body does not lie. Body will shout in pain, say stop, 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 I need healing. And we think we are smart. We take a painkiller and we further damage our organs. That's a wrong system. Next time you don't take painkiller, the pain comes up with double force. Your body is crying for help. Listen to your body. Listen, learn, and listen to every symptom. Your body is, you have a dialogue. So I tell people to maintain a health diary. Write down just the way you have a financial diary and investment. You also have a diary for health investment. What do I want to do today to become healthy? Do I do yoga? Do I walk? Do I go out in the nature? Just do, right? And do it. Keep doing it. It's a journey. And you want to remain healthy till 100? It's your choice, it's your responsibility.
Yes, very good. A last word from our doctor. She has been working in a allopathic medicines. She has done her studies, intensive studies. She worked hard. Now she come to realize, and she is giving her last word to general public as well as her co-workers, medical doctors who are out there. In case if you're listening to this, what she is saying, please pay attention. Work hard, look for different dimensions, don't limit your knowledge and look inside the box that you are taught in the medical school or college. Rather seek, look for how to reverse diabetes. There will be a way. If you seek, you will find it. And if you knock, the doors will be open to you. And have the passionate heart to help your patients, and you will be a great success. And money should not be the criteria for you to be in a helping profession. You should rather have the heart to help the humanity, to care the people who are not even to care, to facilitate the people to have a healthy life and to heal their body from any emotional, physical, and any kind of distraction they have in their body, so-called disease. Okay, then, thank you for listening. We will end our show till here, and thank you. And
Thank you.
Crystal,
Thank
you
you
are
for
there,
having
I
me.
think. Yes, yes. Crystal, hi. We are ending our sessions. Uh, any last words, Crystal?
No
Yes.
problem. No problem. I just wanted to say that I really appreciate you, Dr. Rupa Shah, and your connection here. Thank you so much for sharing everything you shared. And we will be putting in the comments
Yes.
the link below your connection so that people can connect to you and learn more
Yes.
from you and your beautiful back remedies. Thank you so much.
Thank
Any
you for having me.
reference? Yeah. Any reference? Anything that to from here? If you want to look more information, we will try to put information in the description. Okay. And guys, then thank you for this valuable time that we could
And
spend together.
please join our Sun Cooked group as well, our Sun Cooked WhatsApp group. We're on
Okay.
WhatsApp and Telegram, so you can learn how
Advert.
to heal yourself.
Yes, a short advertisement. You can also
Yeah.
join COVID discussion group. Okay, then guys, I think
See
she's
you.
out now. We should go. Hello. Okay, then bye everyone. Take care.